Okay, so you know I have a tendency or an interest in just trying to see about making connections that could possibly be possibilities. Possibilities are what I like. So a Formula One driver that we definitely probably have long forgotten about didn't really do much in Formula One. Came by way Team Alfa Romeo. This would be Antonio Giovinazzi, and definitely now has taken his talents to Formula E. Now listen. Formula E is a product that I have tried to watch and cannot for the life of me get into it. Now, I guess if my life depended on it, I could actually get into it. But because my life doesn't, I'm not into it. And I've tried to watch it. It's very boring. Just the pure the pure additive that it's not even additive, that you don't hear much sound on the track does not attract me as a motorsport enthusiast. Like, I like to hear the sound of performance of engines. But there is still something to be taken. Like, why is this product still around? Like, what is really funding it? Is it actually a group of individuals or a demographic out there that heavily enjoy watching Formula E? Or is Formula E still around because of the financial backing of one day Formula One may go all the way green and be completely electric? So getting into Giovinazzi, let's check out his Formula E stats. All right, let's look at his Formula E. Right there, you see 0 wins, 0, zilch. All right, he's been in 22. He's 22nd. And if you don't know, if you've never looked at it, and I can't blame you if you haven't, that's last. I believe that's dead last. I believe it's dead last unless they have some type of driver that came momentarily and is not there anymore, kind of like Nico, and they got like a 23rd spot. He's last. Podiums, 0, absolutely nothing in Formula E. Well, what did he do in Formula One? Formula One, best result, 5th. So technically, 0 wins in Formula One. Best grid place, 7th. So that would mean no podiums as well. And I believe he was there for at least 2 full seasons. And we may have seen a glimpse of him in the initial 2022 or 2020, like 2021 testing, something like that. Like, we might have seen him around and then all of a sudden he disappears because he goes to Formula E. And then Formula E is where he is standing right now, and he's not performing great. Now, Antonio has said that anything and everything that he basically learned in Formula One has not translated or crossed over to assist him in Formula E. Now, with him pretty much having a similar level of success in either or division, really is kind of like, I don't know if that you learn that much. Well, you had to learn something, but whatever you learned in Formula One didn't take you to a winning situation. Now, it all could also be Alfa Romeo may have not been there, but I doubt it. Zhou seems to be, to me, just from the eye test of watching Giovinazzi and then seeing Zhou, I think Zhou is a better driver even as a rookie. And Zhou's had a far worse time in the Alfa Romeo car than I think Antonio did when he was in there. I don't think he had a worse time when Antonio was in there with Alfa Romeo than Zhou has had this season as a rookie. I just don't. And I still think that he is performing better than Antonio did when he was there. But there is still something to be said about this, all right? There is still something that I would like to say. And this is where I go. Well, this is where I go into possibilities, right? At some point in time in our existence, Formula One may indeed reach a destination in history or in the future that it is all electric. We know right now that Ferrari did extensive testing and development for their charging system, for their battery charging systems, and it's yielded good results. We know that drivers are starting to really learn on how to manipulate the battery charging to initiate the overtake button, to initiate that when they're not really in DRS and they're being tracked down or attacked with another driver behind in the DRS range, utilizing this. Charles did it very well against Max. Max has learned to do it well since it's been used against him. And we've also seen things like Lewis Hamilton does, or he did to Seb way back, by closing that distance. So Seb really didn't have the slipstream that he would have needed to pass Hamilton. All of these things play a part in having those tools in your bag. So my thing is Antonio, if he can still hang on in Formula E and start gaining some ground to really learn the systems, learn the car, learn the strategies that he could deploy with a fully electric car where really charging is very paramount, will one day Formula One come to him in Formula E? And what I mean by that is exactly what I said earlier. Will Formula one day be a car that is purely an electric car? Because we have seen the McMurtry, okay? We've seen this car. Now, I did a video on this car when they were doing the uphill runs, downhill runs, I believe. And a lot of people were in the chats like, oh, that car is nothing. And, you know, what are you talking about? And then the next day, the car broke the record. Yeah. What do you know? It is an electric duck fan car. What I do bring of what is of interest to me of this car is the fact that there is a wide or very peppered cast of Formula One minds in the development of this machinery. This car could very possibly be holding technology that will one day be implemented in Formula One. Formula E could very well be the cropping field, the incubation tanks for Formula One to one day be birthed into fully electric. Combining that with this car, we could potentially have a very interesting all-electric Formula One race. We could. This car is very interesting and it's fast. I'm not saying it's, well, I'm not going to say that because I think it is upwards of speeds of 180 something miles per hour. So average track speed we see on most Formula One tracks are about that, 180, you know, sometime what we see maybe 200. I mean, but that's on a high end, on a very good straight. But on average speeds, we see that 160 to 180 mile an hour. So that could be there. Now, the charging situation will become something where you really have to utilize that strategy to stay in the race. But if Formula One becomes fully electric, Antonio could be in a prime spot to have a leg up on the drivers coming from Formula One and converting over to a fully electric grid. It could very well possibly happen. If it's not Antonio, it could be other drivers that are in Formula E at this time. I wouldn't know because I really don't keep track with them because, like I said, it's not that interesting to me. But I thought that this concept that I thought about would be interesting to talk about, to see what you might think about the future of Formula One. What do you think about Antonio's saying that basically nothing in Formula One helped him in Formula E? He's totally learning something new. Do you even think he's going to be relevant in the next 2 seasons, or is he going to find his way out of here? Because I think I think we've seen more of a jump where drivers, if they lose their seat, they go to reserve, or if they don't do that, then they end up going to Indy. You know, like Grosjean went to Indy. But going to Formula E is kind of like, man, you're really almost out of here. But if he stays around, you never know. You never know about the future, what can happen. So it's just an interesting concept to consider. Let me know what you think. You know, I like conversation like this, a little bit odd, something different, something, you know, to get the creative juices and mind flowing, get your comments, get your opinions, your perspective. So let me know what you think about that idea. It's just something to throw out there. It's nothing concrete that's sticking. So don't be all crucial in the comment section. We will be live this weekend for a quality kickback. And you know we're going to be live for Finale Lap post the GP. And I don't know if we're going to be popping this, but we may. And also, I do have a special announcement that will also come this week, as I have chosen for the Wolfpack family to do something that will be good and that you all should be proud of. And I know I've made the decision for us, but I don't think that you will hate the decision. And I will announce that during the weekend as well. So y'all be safe, just build together. Peace. Thanks for tuning in and watching another video here at Wolfpack Performance. Check out some of my other content on Formula One issues, our topics, and our DIY products on how to customize your vehicle. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. See you soon.